Are back on the YouTube. So I've been looking to make these more consistently over the past couple of months, but just being real lazy. They take a while for me to edit. I just do it all on my phone at the moment. So as I start doing these more consistently on the phone, putting out better stuff, then I'll maybe start investing, get a camera, get a mic and do all that kind of stuff as well. A better video to start than a full day of eating on a diet. Last time I done a full day of eating, you would have seen that it was on a bulk. So since then, we are now 5 weeks onto our 6th week of our 15-week photo shoot prep. So food has went from just above 5,000 calories and we've been tapering down, and now at the moment we are 3,000 on training days and 2,700 on rest days. So this will be a training day, full day of eating. Right now I'm having 4 meals a day, spaced out across every kind of 3 hours. First meal is going to be pre-workout meal, post-workout meal, dinner, pre-bed meal, and I'll show all the liquids and stuff we have during that as well. So yeah, start to feel a wee bit leaner. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. So I'll give you a wee update on that as well. So enjoy the full day of eating. Oh, just having some turkey bacon. This turkey bacon's been a go-to for my breakfast choices. I think for like the past year, 2 years. Just really easy to eat, really lean, low fat, high in protein, and it tastes pretty good as well. So just frying some of these. Always need to use 1 cow spray. Again, sometimes when I was off season and I was bulking up, with some things I would maybe use a little bit of oil, but if you season stuff and you've got a good pan, that's another thing. If you've got a really good fucking non-stick pan, that is going to make or break how tasty your food is. So get a good non-stick pan, use some Fry Light, 1 cow spray, and everything should taste good. So this is a pre-workout meal: 2 bagel thins, 2 potato scones, a Scottish thing, just carbs, 2 eggs, 1 egg white, and 4 turkey bacon rashers. Now this sits pretty well for me. This is what I would have in my gaining meal, but it would be the full bagels. It would usually be 3 eggs. So yeah, it's not that different, to be fair. I would usually have some Philadelphia spread on the bagels because they are about as dry as an flip-flop right now, but it is the higher fat stuff, and I've only got 40 grams of fat in a day, so I don't want to go over. I want to keep my fats for later on. So yeah, that's pre-workout meal. The goal with this meal was just to get a good amount of carbs in that will allow me to still train pretty hard for my session today. That is a goal, to hold on to performance. If you can continue to perform well and lift heavy-ish loads within that gym, then you're going to likely hold on to as much muscle as possible. So I'm going to guzzle into this, see you in the next clip. Gets to this point of the day, so we're about, what time are we at? We're at 9:45. So the day for me so far is woke up 7:30, got up, black coffee, done some fasted steps in the morning. I think I just get 4k steps in, back home, eat. Then I'm sitting down, doing a wee bit of work up until I head to the gym in the next hour. Online client check-ins right now, team's growing, just made a pretty big investment there into some business mentoring. So I'm hoping to see that return and see some growth within the business now and start to see things picking up where we want it, essentially. So yeah, continue watching for the rest of my fun, exciting day. Yo, what's happening, Lucy? How are we? We're good, thank you for the update. Body weight is climbing up, which is class to see. So we're up a kilo from last. We're holding that condition really well. If we look at photos, like that back condition's still been held very well. We can clearly see that since that food's been getting pushed. Don't get too complacent with the fact that we are pushing food up, alright? We still make sure everything's as accurate as possible. You can up until you go away. Tick off the steps and let's have a crack on weekly nutrition as well, alright? If you need me, give me a shout. We'll catch up soon. I just about had a panic attack. Couldn't find my scales to weigh my stuff. They're in the dining room for some reason. Anyway, what I'm having now is another influx of calories, which I will sip during my workout. So this is intra-workout carb, cyclic dextrin, basically just a carb powder that passes through the gut lining pretty quickly. when you're training, you don't want anything to bloat you, essentially. You want things to pass through pretty easily. I'm having 40 grams, so that'll be 40 grams of carbs. Try and hang on to these for as long as I can throughout this diet, because, you know, if I've got a pretty grueling, demanding session and I've got an influx of carbohydrates mid-session, it's going to keep those energy stores pretty high, and I'm going to be able to perform the best I can, which will inherently allow me to retain as much strength as possible, which means matching numbers, beating the logbook, retaining as much muscle as possible within that diet. Alright, so I'll put some diluting juice in that as well, 0 calorie, about 1.5 litres of water, and I'll just sip that during the full workout. Gym, showered, ready to go. Just gonna have a post-workout meal. Usually what I'll do is, as soon as I sort of get back home, I don't just eat straight away. I let that heart rate sort of come down a little bit. Get a shower, sit for 10-15. Typically, if you eat any meal and your heart rate's in an elevated state, then your ability to sort of uptake the nutrients and digest that food isn't the best. So get that heart rate down and then jump in and eat that post-workout meal. So what we're making for post-workout scran is something I've just been having recently. All it's going to be is post-workout. We know the body is in demand for a little bit more carbohydrates post-workout. That being said, the way I've been approaching this diet is a big bulk of carbs pre-workout for performance, and I've quite been preferring having a good chunk of carbs with dinner and my pre-bed meal, as opposed to having a big massive splurge post-workout. So all it is 150 grams or 200 grams of frozen raspberries. Then what I do is I make a whey protein paste and I pour that over the raspberries, topped with a little bit of honey. This is what the whey paste sort of looks like. You want to add just protein powder and a bit of water until you get this sort of texture, and then pour that over the raspberries. So this is post-workout. We've got the raspberries with the protein powder and some honey, and then a couple of rice cakes. So we'll just get the caramel Snack-a-Jacks, and this will fill me up until the next meal. Yo, so just finished up that scran there before I tuck into another wee work block and get some updates done, another couple of check-ins before I need to go and do one-to-one personal training, 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. What I like to do is, in Scotland, weather isn't great. Just in the UK, weather isn't great most of the time. So when it is, I like to just get outside. Doesn't really matter for how long, just if it's 10, 15, 20 minutes. I went a walk this morning, so I got a bit of daylight exposure, but just the benefits of daylight exposure, man. Like when you do get outside and just breathe in that fresh air, get that vitamin D coming down on you, just mental clarity, you just feel a lot better. And obviously the benefits from getting that vitamin D in, it's a no-brainer, just a bit of a better immune system, and obviously it's just nice to get fresh air, isn't it? So jumping out here, 15-20 minutes, and then I'll tuck into our work block, and then the next thing you see me will be for next meal. So that'll be another 2 hours, and I'll have a meal at number 3 before I go and PT. Hello, back in the kitchen again, making another meal. Now what we're going to have is, I'll take a wee picture when it's all done. 2 pittas, 30 grams of carbs each, taste pretty good, with 200 grams of chicken, well 180 grams, but I'll need to add in a little bit of ham or something to get that protein up. When you're cooking chicken, first of all, that big fan noise, air fryer, game changer, you need to get one if you don't. Also, go-to seasonings, I use these on my eggs in the morning, as well as chicken, beef, whatever it is. Paprika, smoked paprika, if that wants to focus, there we go. Smoked paprika tastes fucking phenomenal. That would, to be fair, just do, but I like to add also some garlic, please focus, garlic granules, and then some salt and pepper. I don't go overboard because I don't want to be shit myself for the whole day, because I have that. If I have a lot of those seasonings across different meals, that will all probably add up. So, gonna cook this and then eat this once it is all. Don't know if you see my wee face there. Spreading some Philadelphia light onto the pittas. So usually I get the Philadelphia lighter than light, which is 0 fat, but picked up the wrong one. So this has got 3 grams of fat per 30 grams. I'm just gonna have 20 grams of this, so this is like 2 grams of fat. So this will make a little bit more flavour for when I'm eating said pittas. When you're dieting, man, it's just all about taste. If something tastes good, you're likely going to stick to it, alright? Even at that, I'm disciplined enough where I could literally just have chicken and rice and still eat it, but that's boring. I want to make my food taste good. So, bit of Philadelphia, and I'll probably put a bit of Nando's sauce in it as well. That should make the pittas taste bum. Very good. And we're sitting down with the pittas. I'm going to tuck into these. I've got a little bit of ham in it for extra protein because the chicken wasn't 200 plus grams. I'm also going to have another wee bowl of raspberries as well, frozen, just because they're easy to eat and I like them. And then I'll have my last meal and a snack. And we're back from work. Long 4 hours that I felt like, as I was hungry. I was very tempted to snack a protein bar, but I was due to come home soon, so I didn't give in. Going to have the old classic rice with some diced chicken. Easy meal. I'm going to make this taste kind of good. So air fry the chicken, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it all in a hob on the pan, mix it with some soy sauce and some spices, and make it taste a little bit better than just plain chicken and rice. So that is going to be meal number 4. I'll show you the final product when it is all done. Just look at that, man. That is how we make a good chicken and rice. There we go, that's the shot there. Finishing up these macros with, this is from Lidl or Aldi, if that wants to focus. Cookie dough chocolate chip ice cream. It is very low calorie. This whole tub is 375 calories. So I've got a really sweet tooth. I'm going to have about 3/4 of this and leave a bit for another day of the week. So that is going to top me off. I'll put up final macros here. This has been the full day of eating. Again, because I'm on a photoshoot prep, so within that first 8-week time frame, with food still being relatively high-ish, I'm going to enjoy my food. I'm going to fit foods that I enjoy in. You know, not everything I have is processed and shit. Everything's kind of foods that are going to sit well and fill me up, essentially. And obviously, the lower I get with food, the more likely it is I'll make, you know, more strategic food choices with things that will maybe fill me up more, swapping out, you know, X, Y, and Z for whatever it is. That's been an informative day of eating, and it all makes sense. I'll try and do another couple of these as the calories get lower and lower and lower, and basically things I'm doing to work around it. If there's anything else content-wise that you guys want to see, then let me know and I'll happily do that. So yeah, that is it for this one, guys. Any issues, any questions, give me a shout, leave me a comment, give us a wee like, and I'll see you in the next one.